Is this the sort of reaction you'd like to get from your audiences? It's typical of the response Catherine DeVrye receives when speaking to audiences around the world in the business, government and non-profit sectors. She's a best-selling author, winner of the Australian Executive Woman of the Year Award and one of the most popular speakers in the Asia-Pacific region today. Her diverse presentations on quality customer service, managing the challenge of change and turning obstacles to opportunities have inspired audiences not only down under, but in Hong Kong, Brussels, Dallas, London, Tokyo and New Zealand. A self-confessed sports fan, she's bungee jumped, completed marathons and cycled over the Andes. Now, let's listen in on just a few samples of Catherine in action on stage.
One little 14-year-old boy went, "All of them, miss?" And I thought these Australian kids were weird. Like, how can you just cheer for part of a team? So I said, of course, the whole team. I gave him a lecture on teamwork and working together and the sort of stuff Don speaks to you about, and you as regional managers speak to your franchisees about, and you as your franchisees speak to your teams about. And they went, "The reserves too?" And I went, "Why not?" So why then do I tell this story in relation to customer service? Because I firmly believe that exactly the same thing is in it for all of us in Australia today, to change our definition of service from subservience to being useful. Our jobs are in it, our future is in it. The other thing we need to change is our notion of "she'll be right, mate, she'll be right." We've got to change "she'll be right, mate" to "get it right, mate." And get it right, mate, first time, every time by your customers.
And that's a very short look at Catherine, who believes it's important to have content as well as entertainment and humour. She's had practical, hands-on experience in government, in sports administration, and as a speechwriter for politicians. These days, she shares the platform with prime ministers and business leaders alike. Catherine spent 10 years with IBM in sales, in communications, as well as management development, including 2 years in Japan as their headquarters personnel manager for the Asia-Pacific region, where she gained a first-hand appreciation of service quality.
Because what do you think the 6 most expensive words in business today are? The 6 most expensive words are, "We've always done it that way."
How many of you have got customers with higher expectations than 5 years ago? Yeah. 67% of consumers have higher expectations. 30% expect more or less the same, and less than 3% have lower expectations. I have no idea where the researchers found those 3% of people. Because in every organization I speak to around the world, they say the bar is going up all of the time. Listen and learn from absolutely everyone and put it into practice. Because too often people in sales, they talk more than they listen. And rather than close a sale, we've got to look at opening a relationship and opening a long-term relationship. Because I call it the WOMBAT theory. And to me, WOMBAT stands for word of mouth, best advertised technique. When I was speaking to Betty a few weeks ago, she said they're the most fantastic group of people. They're just a great group of individuals. They're fantastic. But the question I'd really ask is not how good you are, but are you good enough to want to get better? Are you good enough to want to get better, to go beyond all limits? Because that's what separates people who really achieve great things versus mediocre things. But every now and then we've got to step outside our comfort zone, go beyond our limits. So just for a moment, come with me to Africa. And picture yourself standing on top of the highest mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro. You're people who love a challenge. You're people who want to reach your summit of success, however you define it in your own heart, even if you never want to climb a mountain.
That's an example of her message on change. But since her book, Good Service is Good Business, became a bestseller, Catherine is better known for her presentations on quality customer service. She's got the flexibility to be serious or more light-hearted, depending upon your brief, time of day, and so on. Let's take a quick look at Catherine outlining a few similarities between service in an organization and service in tennis.
How many of you play tennis? How many play doubles? How many play doubles with people that go, yours? How many work with people that go, yours? Whenever a customer walks in.
Depending on the nature of the event, Catherine will include audience participation.
And you're going to have 60 seconds to share with them one idea that you've picked up that you feel you can implement within the next 7 days. 60 seconds, go.
Each individual makes a difference on the team. Could I get you for a moment just to be very, very quiet? And can you hear me tapping one finger? Just pretend that's a 1% improvement. Can I get everybody in the first 2 rows, please, just to tap one finger? Can you hear that at the back? No, even though you've got all the bigwigs down the front, you can't hear what they're just doing. But can I get everyone in the room just quiet? One finger, everybody now. You can hear it now? When we're talking customer relations, the very, very best customer relations is not to treat your customers like you treat your relations.
Catherine is an experienced professional who fully understands the nature of the event and tailors every message for the occasion. She'll often combine a keynote with an MC role to keep events moving in a lively and timely fashion. Both on and off the stage, the media turns to Catherine as a recognized leader in her field. And she's able to communicate effectively, whether there be thousands in an audience or in a more intimate setting. A resident of Australia for over 20 years, she was born and educated in Canada and received her Master of Science degree in the United States. And if you think she's a dynamic business presenter, you should hear her heartwarming personal story of turning obstacles to opportunities. No wonder she won the Australian Executive Woman of the Year award. Catherine regularly speaks to leading-edge international organizations. Let's look at what some of Catherine's clients are saying. Catherine combines expertise and educational content with excitement and entertainment. And remember, this tape provides just a glimpse. Catherine is able to integrate different messages into one which will be just the right mix for your next event. Catherine's company name sums up her philosophy. She believes clients deserve value.